There we go. Call the meeting to order. Join me for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody. We'll start with the roll, please.
Callahan? Here. Houston?
Here.
Hannah?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Versater?
Here.
O'Laughlin is excused. Jensen?
Here.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to public comment. Dave, anything?
Is this when we should have the young fella, are you from the school, ask his questions because he couldn't?
Sure, that's a good opportunity. Do you want to come up, please?
Do you have a question for us?
Put the pressure on him right away. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
First, tell us who you are.
I'm Garrett Nadert from East Buchanan. And
Welcome.
Speak up just a hair louder for the mic, please.
All right. So I guess my question would be, looking at the agenda, see a lot of alcohol license renewal. My question is it just a time of season that happens, or is there something else going on there?
Would you like me to take this one?
Why don't you take that one?
So I get an email from Iowa Alcohol Beverage Division that says this business is up for renewal. I send it to the police, fire, and building inspector. I tell them what meetings I need it. I give them a selection of meetings. They give it to me. I just put it on the next meeting. So
All right.
it worked really well that I could get them all.
But it seems there's a lot of them in the fall, like you just noticed.
All right.
But they do trickle in year-round.
All right.
Seems like we always have at least one.
They can, especially for new openings, new businesses, things like that. They'll get them whenever they need to in order to start their business.
But if you see they're good for a year.
Right.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Oh, sure, thank you.
Thank you for attending. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the September 25, 2023 regular meeting, the minutes of the October 2nd, 2023 work session special meeting, the Hy-Vee Dollar Fresh Class E retail alcohol license renewal effective November 9, 2023 through November 8, 2024, the Independence Area Chamber of Commerce special event application for Jingle on Main on December 1, 2023, the Spot Smoke Shop new cigarette, tobacco, nicotine vapor permit application effective November 1, 2023 through June 30, 2024, the Walmart Supercenter 750 Class E retail alcohol license renewal effective December 1, 2023 through November 30, 2024, the Walmart Supercenter 750 Class E retail alcohol license amendment for ownership updates effective December 1, 2023 through November 30, 2024. The Wee Willie's Checkered Flag Class C retail alcohol license renewal that includes outdoor service effective October 1, 2023 through September 30, 2024. The Sanity Room Class C retail alcohol license retail that includes outdoor service effective November 16, 2023 through November 15th, 2024. Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0.
Is there a reason why the vape shop?
All tobacco licenses follow the fiscal year.
9 months? Oh, fiscal
It
year.
follows the fiscal
Year.
so
Got
You
it.
could have somebody apply in May and it's done the end of June.
Thank you.
Okay, move to the financials. I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to bank reconciliation. This is for information only. Did anybody have any questions with regard to the reconciliation of our accounts? Hearing none, we move to item 8, which is the revenues and expenses to date. Again, this is for information only. Anybody have any questions, any concerns with regard to the revenues and expenses to date? Hearing none, we'll move to item 9, which is the public hearing on the Article 7 signs of the City of Independence zoning ordinance. Pursuant to the agenda, I'll now convene a public hearing for an ordinance amending Article 17 signs of the City of Independence zoning ordinance.
I did not receive any comments on this.
Okay. Hearing nothing else, I'll close the public hearing, and the city clerk will note any comments if there were any for the record. Next, we move to resolution number 10. Number 10 is the resolution approving the contract and the performance and/or payment bonds for the baseball softball complex turf field project. I need a motion to approve a resolution approving the contract and performance and/or payment bonds for the baseball softball complex field turf project, and to authorize the mayor to sign the resolution and to authorize the city manager to sign the contract.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to that?
Could you tell the public how the funds are being paid for that? I was asked that question.
So it's a mix of funding. There's $500,000 in funding from a bond issuance that we did in the spring of this year of 2023. There's $100,000 in funding from ARPA money that we received, and the rest of it is through fundraising activities. There are several grants that the city has received, as well as different field naming rights and things like that that Bob has been working on. Right now, he has more funding than we need to do the project. So
It's a good problem.
That's
it's
a
a
good-
positive, a good problem to have. So
That says a lot about our community.
it does.
And
And Bob.
and Wednesday at 11 o'clock?
At the end.
Okay. At the end, we'll talk about that. More to come. Okay, so I closed the public hearing.
I need a roll call.
Oh, you need a roll call, okay.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item 11 on the agenda, which is the increasing of the environmental impact fee. First, I need a motion to approve a resolution to increase the environmental impact fee to $2.50 per home per month, effective January of 2024, and to authorize the mayor to sign the resolution. I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion with regard to this.
I know that reading this, that we haven't raised the environmental impact fee since it initiated. But what is the city doing as far as decreasing the costs for the brush dump?
It's basic cost of
grinding.
grinding and everything else. There's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands.
It's out of our hands.
A lot depends on how much goes in there, and with storms, and you really can't anticipate that we're going to have a big storm and a bunch of stuff dropped off there. And I think it kind of ebbs and flows with the season too, with people, spring and fall are probably the heaviest use times.
Are we still getting problems with brush coming, or tree trunks coming from outside of the city?
Not that I'm
aware of.
I haven't heard anything about that lately.
Okay.
I mean, we get calls about illegal dumping, but nothing about
Right.
outside people bringing in their stuff.
Okay.
I thought that the city council memorandum that Matt did on this was really provided a lot of good information in terms of where we were and where we've been in the past, where we're going in the future, that sort of thing. So I really appreciate that, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
It helps us relay that as well.
Well, and I think one of the big important things that I would point out on this, I know it doesn't make everybody feel warm and fuzzy, of course, but when you start with $1.50 per month that was there from the original fee, and you just adjust it for inflation, that takes you almost to $2.20 right there.
Right.
So it looks like a big jump, I get that. But a lot of it is inflation because it hasn't been adjusted. And I think it's reasonable too that even at $2.50, we're generating just 10% more than what we need to run the plant, or not the plant, but the facility. That's a good thing from a budgeting perspective, because that gives us a cushion for when things kind of go out of control. If we have a big ice storm, if we have something that generates a lot of debris, there's now a cushion there to help pay for that. So we're not using the general fund or other monies to subsidize that. Right.
And also down the road, we don't have to turn around and increase it immediately a couple, 3 years down the road. That it should be there for quite a while.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote then.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Prusado,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston.
No.
Passes 5-1. Next, we move to item 12, which is the 2024 budget amendment number 1. I need a motion to approve a resolution that amends the fiscal year 2024 budget and to authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
So
First,
moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion with regard to this. I know we talked about this at Committee of the Whole, so everybody had a chance to talk about it then, but if you've got other things or comments at this point, that would be appropriate. Hearing none, we'll move to a roll call vote then.
Moore,
Yes.
Prusado,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 13. I need a motion to approve a resolution to assess the property owner for Chapter 52 mowing of properties failure to comply and to authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
So moved.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion with regard to this. Similar to the one that we've done and the prior two that we've done. Any other discussion with regard to that? Have a roll call vote then.
Prusado,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 14 on the agenda, which is the economic development incentive. I need a motion to approve the mayor and the city manager to continue working on this with the economic development incentive.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This is, you want to take this?
First, I was going to ask if there's any questions from the council about what was in the memo and such. This is related to an economic development incentive package that we're putting together for a company that's under contract to purchase the manufacturing facility here in town that was actually closed Friday, the 6th of October. So anyway, we're working towards putting together a package. There would be an additional resolution that will come forward that the council would need to approve, but we have a little bit more time on that. What we wanted to do was just talk through this right now, make sure everybody was on board before we go through the process of putting all of that package together. This potential match that the city would need to do is $200,000. That match, though, it can be in kind, so it doesn't have to be cash outlay. This is a result, or the High Quality Jobs Act for the state of Iowa is being used. With that act, there is some property tax abatement that can be done also to help, and that counts against that $200,000 that the city would need to provide funding for. We just have some additional meetings that we need to go through with the county assessor and such to figure out how we can make that work, because you have to abate on basically improvements or additional increase in value. You can't abate already existing stuff that's there. So we need to work through that process and continue looking at ways that we can come up with to fund that $200,000. There's some storm sewer work on the property that needs to be done. There's the potential that the city could help pay for some of the engineering or pay for some of that storm sewer work, and that would help offset some of that $200,000 as well. I do think it's important to point out that yes, it's $200,000 that the city needs to come up with to match, to come up with our 20% match, but this supports initially around 100 jobs, within 3 years around 200. So when you start looking at it from that perspective, you're talking about potentially $1,000 a job. They will invest far more in this community as far as, just living here than what we would pay in that regard. So with that, I have any questions or comments or anything?
I've got some comments. I put together some numbers, and the $200,000 does sound like a lot, but when you put it into perspective, it's not. I had to do, projections with a previous company that I worked with. I always looked at everything in a 5-year payout, 10-year payout, Never went beyond 10-year unless it was astronomical. Then I would look at a 20-year payout, which is what we should be looking at when our sewer plant arrives. But based on an average in this industry of $20 per hour on a 40-hour work week, the average employer is going to, or the average employee is going to make roughly $800 a week. You multiply that times 52 weeks a year, the average employee will make $41,600 a year. And you take that times 100 employees, you're going to have a payroll revenue of roughly $4,160,000 in payroll revenue from this factory coming in. Okay? Now, if you take it used to be a rollover factor when money was made within the community. The law of thumb for a long time used to be a 7% rollover factor. What that means is I get a paycheck, I go to the grocery store, I buy groceries, people at the grocery store, they turn around, they get paid, that money rolls over. So it used to be 7 times. Due to e-commerce and corporate businesses, say like, Walmart or anybody that is all over the country, they now reduce that down to 5 to 6% is what the economists use. And that they use the reason for 5 to 6% depends on your area and how much corporate business is there. We have a lot of independent business here in Independence. So you come up with a 5.5 time rollover. With a 5.5 time rollover of that payroll that comes in of $4,160,000 on the roll-in factor, that gives you $22,880,000 a year rolling within the community. Okay? Now, if you take and put that and project that over a 5-year projection, that gives you $114,400,000 of revenue rolling within the city based on averages, which is huge. Now, what you throw in there is that money rolling over within the community, the city gets a 1% sales tax. So you take 1% sales tax off of that those $2 figures. On a 1-year factor, you're looking at $228,800 in sales tax in 1 year. In 5 years, you're looking at $1,144,000 over 5 years. The city invests $200,000 in this. Your payback is pretty huge and real fast. So up front, $200,000 sounds like a lot. Incentive-wise and down the road, if you look at the future, it doesn't amount to much based on projected numbers. And that's only on 100 employees. Within what, like Matt said, within 3 years or so, it could be 150 to 200, or 150 to 200 employees. So all these numbers would just be, if it went to 200 employees, all these numbers would be doubled. So in 3 years, they go to 200, like Matt said, you'd be looking at, in sales tax revenue, for 1 year, you'd be looking at $557,600 in sales tax revenue. So, if anybody brings it up, citizens talk to you about it, that's the layout of the picture. And so $200,000 is nothing to get this business into town, in my viewpoint. Anybody have any questions on that, on numbers?
Tom?
Good analysis, Ralph. I know it's all preliminary yet. Is there a chance that when the current business closes, the other business will be ready to start up? Or is there, how much of a lag time are we talking about, do you think?
Somewhere between 60 and 75 days, probably,
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
would be.
That's not bad.
there won't be much lag. It's going to be pretty quick,
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
As long as everything goes through on the
Sure.
on the due diligence, of course.
Sure.
right.
And we're,
And another
Yeah.
thing on top of
it's
those
still
numbers.
preliminary.
Right, but another thing on top of those numbers is, this is just regular employees. Your managers are gonna make far more money, on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
And so if they turn around and buy, build new homes or whatever, you're going to have property tax revenue off of their new homes they build, additional water, sewer, it just snowballs.
Further discussion?
Will we be able to do pretty much that in kind, do you think?
I don't think, I don't know the answer to that question right now. It's going to depend, the storm sewer is the big unknown, right? Because even if it's a $500,000 project, yeah, we can, we'll hit the 200,000 pretty easily. I don't know what that's going to look like right now. So I wouldn't want to
But
take
we
a guess
could.
at it. It's very possible that we could hit the 200,000 in kind.
Wasn't there some work done on the sewer in that area, though,
There was done on the wastewater system, there was some work done related to that because when,
a number of years ago?
right.
Okay.
There was some additional work related to that. I know that the stormwater study that we just did had some analysis of some of that area, so we'd want to look at some of those things. But as far as the actual stormwater system, I'm not sure yet, but that's something that we want to work through. The biggest point of having this discussion was just to make sure that the general feeling of the council was good with pursuing this, because I didn't want to spend the mayor's time, my time, Susie's time, putting all this together, and then have you guys decide you don't want to do it for whatever reason.
I think
So-
anything we can do to promote and grow our community is a really good thing.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kathy.
And that's why I spent the time, projecting all those numbers, because that gives you a reality of what this business means to the city and community.
Okay, further discussion? No? Roll call vote then?
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan? Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Move to item number 15 on the agenda then, which is the transfer of the drone ownership. First, I need a motion to approve the transfer of the drone ownership and authorizing the city manager to sign the bill of sale and the instrument of assignment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we had a discussion about this at the work session. As you'll recall, there's also a good summary in the city council memorandum itself. We had Chief Nieder talk about this as well at that time. Does anybody have any further comments, further discussion with regard to this?
It made a lot of sense as it was explained to us.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, then we'll move to a roll call vote.
Callahan? Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to reports. Jen, do you want to start? You have anything going?
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay. Tom?
Everything's peachy keen.
Oh. Deb?
We went through the claims pretty fast. I had one question on that. And it was the First Children's Finance for City Hall for $7,500. What is that for?
Is that the market study? Yeah, the market study that we have a grant that pays for 10,000 of that, but the total cost is 15.
So this is our part?
We pay it up front and then we get the grant back.
Because actually, we're supposed to pay anything, right? It's an even thing?
Well, no, we'll
This is the market study, this isn't the,
This is the market study. So basically, it's kind of like other projects where we have to spend the money and then we
Get it back.
put in a
Right.
request, a reimbursement request. Basically, it works with this. We're going to pay the full 15,000, but we'll get 10 back.
10 back.
Right.
Thank you.
right. Does that answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Deb, do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Ralph?
Can I mention the correction on my sides or not?
Most people won't even notice, Ralph. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian?
I have nothing.
I'm good, Mayor. Thank you.
I'm good, too. Thank you.
Okay, did you have something? Matt?
You got the trick or treat? Okay.
I got the trick or treat.
Okay. Pre-construction meeting for the turf ball fields is going to be tomorrow. We also have a,
Tuesday, is it?
I thought it was Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
It is
hold
Wednesday.
on,
Two different things.
Two different things. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
pre-construction meeting that we'll have
Sorry.
internally.
Pre-construction.
Right, is tomorrow, right, tomorrow morning. And then the groundbreaking ceremony, the piece that you guys are thinking of, is on Wednesday, the 11th, at 11 a.m. Out at the field, the 11th at 11. So yeah, the council is absolutely invited to that, donors, stakeholders, anybody who's interested, come out and join us for that. We have scheduled or are planning, well, we have scheduled at this point, a joint meeting for the city council, the board of supervisors, and the school board on November 21st at 5 o'clock. That is a Tuesday night, and it will be at the library, in the meeting room there at the library.
What Tuesday is that, Matt?
November 21st at 5 PM. So we're hopeful that everybody can attend, that we can have everybody there from the city council for that.
It's right around Thanksgiving.
It is the week of Thanksgiving, the Tuesday night that week.
I'm sorry, what time did you say?
5 PM,
5 o'clock?
yeah,
And what?
At the
The
library.
library.
correct. And we'll have, as we get closer to that, we'll have more information, of course, an agenda and all of those different things. On the fire department, Engine 1 needs a new engine control module, which is the computer that runs the vehicle. Delivery and installation for that is going to be roughly $10,000. It's a sizable expense, but it's a necessary expense to keep that engine operational. I approved that purchase today, but wanted to let everybody know about it, that I did. Susie and I have talked, we can move some money around in the CIP in order to fund that $10,000. So we will make the money work, but we wanted to let everybody know about it because it isn't, you know, an emergency type purchase that's outside of our normal processes. So, and then Mark gave me an update that the SRT application that we had made for Enterprise Trail was not approved.
Shoot.
They had 44 projects submitted for applications. There was $44.5 million total project costs, $21.5 million requested funding, and they had $2.75 million of funding available. So there were 7 projects out of those 44 that were awarded. So just wanted to let everybody know that. And then also, I appreciate you recognizing me on the environmental impact fee memo, but Susie did a lot of the math work behind that as far as providing me with the data, so I want
We
to
know.
make sure we appreciate.
We could tell.
Point that out, so.
He made that.
Good job, Susie.
I did the analysis,
Good
but she
job,
provided
team.
all the data, so,
It's a team effort.
and that's all I've got.
Okay, trick or treat officially is October 31st from 5 to 7. The library Boo Bash, October 27th, from 5 to 7. We also have a school board candidate forum Wednesday night, 7 PM at the high school. Let's see, is there anything else that I should be? That's all I can think of.
Oh, we're going to schedule another community visioning.
Yeah, we are going to schedule another community visioning. We did the one at the football game
On the 29th.
on the 29th. And we'll be having another one. It'll probably be at River's Edge, but we'll work out the details on that. And then I will also be presenting at the Rotary meeting on the 18th, whatever a week from Tuesday is, with the slideshow on the community visioning project as well.
17th.
17th, okay, 17th. If there's nothing else, then I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0.